Hello?
I'm your boyfriend now, Nancy.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
Hello, and welcome back to the Top 100 Horror Movies review series. I am based off of the Top 100 Horror Movies list, chosen by Fangoria readers. The link for the poster will be in this poster. The link for this poster will be in the description. It's a scratch-off poster, so it has images representing different horror movies. And so the top is gray, you scratch it off, there's a colorful image underneath. I'll be scratching off today's image after at the end of the video. Also, I have a new poster. It's Scream, the Scream movie poster. So that's pretty cool, but you guys probably don't care about it. Let's get right into the review. Today's movie is A Nightmare on Elm Street from 1984. It is number 5 on the list. The very basic spoiler-free story is so a man who kills in dreams goes on a killing spree and kills a bunch of teenagers. Well, I say a bunch of teenagers. He kills like 3 teenagers, but that's still more than usual. Pardon me. So yeah, he kills teenagers on a street called Elm Street. He kills in dreams, which is why it's A Nightmare on Elm Street. So that was a very basic spoiler-free synopsis of the movie. I will be getting into spoilers, so this is the spoiler warning for the video. If you don't want the movie spoiled, you can stop watching. You could probably find a review that's spoiler-free somewhere on YouTube. Okay, so the non-spoiler-free, the spoiler-full, if you will, story. So, a man back in the 50s or 60s, something like that, killed 20 kids on Elm Street, but when they caught him, a search warrant was not properly signed, so he was able to go free. So the parents of the children who got murdered tracked him down to a boiler room, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I think it was boiler room, and burned him alive. So, it's 1984 is when the movie is set. It's also when the movie was released. He's back. He has infected the dreams of the current teenagers of Elm Street, and he is killing them off one by one. And yeah, that's the basic story of it. So I'm going to get right into what I liked and didn't like about this movie. I really liked the practical effects. So there's a scene pretty close to the start of the movie where a girl is laying in bed and she's on the top floor of the house, and so there's like the slanted roof, and you can see Freddy sort of like leaning through the roof, and it's very cool. They use, I think, a sheet of latex to have him like appear sort of like squeezing through the roof, but not actually like fully coming through. And it's just a really cool visual, very tension building, just very well done overall. The makeup in this movie was great. The design of Freddy and the way that he was, like the way they put the makeup on was very cool and very intimidating and very scary. It's a really cool design. the blood was really realistic, which is very, in my opinion, it's very important to the movie to have like good effects like blood. The acting was mostly good. There were a couple moments where it was just a little bit flat. Same for the writing, like the dialogue was just a little bit off at some points, but most of the time it was really good. The direction and like the camera work was really good. That's also something that I really liked about the movie. Directed by Wes Craven, or one of the most famous horror directors. It's just really good camera work and shots. There were some notes that I took, some positive notes, also some negative notes and some neutral notes. I'll get to those in their respective rights, but two positive notes, very specific notes. At the beginning, when Tina, one of the teenagers, the first one to die, is running in her dream, you can see her like technically running, like making running motions, but she's very slow, and it's just a very well done way of like showing how it feels to run in dreams, to where like you are running but not actually going anywhere. It's a very good way to show that. There's a scene later in the movie, toward the end, the scene where Johnny Depp's character dies. The way they shot it, so he's like laying on his bed, and then he gets like pulled into his bed by Freddy, and then just like a huge pillar of blood just shoots straight up and like onto the roof. And the way they filmed that is really interesting, to where they built a model of the room, turned it upside down, and then had the fake blood poured through, and then just filmed it upside down to where it looks like it's shooting up. And it's just a really cool scene, and I really like the way it was done, and it's just a really impressive production. Now on to some things that I didn't like as much about the movie. So from a technical standpoint, this is a bad thing. Personally, I kind of like it, just because it does make me laugh, but from like a perspective of this is a horror movie, it's not as good. There are some goofy moments. The clip at the beginning of this video is one of those. That one always makes me laugh. Watching it or even thinking about it, it's just really funny. I'm your boyfriend now, Nancy. And it's a really funny moment to me, but it does kind of take away from the horror element of the movie. There's a scene toward the beginning, Tina's dream, in which she actually does die, as opposed to the one before, which opened the movie, where I was talking about the bad running, where he's chasing her, and there's this kind of funny effect of his arms like stretching out like super far, and it's just like a long arm thing. I think it looks really funny, and then the chase he does directly after it is kind of goofy. Like I mentioned in the pros section, there are some points of acting and dialogue that don't really land for me. Also, another part that wasn't as good was the actual ending of the movie, so Wes Craven wrote and directed this movie, and he did a really, really good job of both of those. But I think it was probably the producers of the movie wanted to make sequels, and so they had like a tag on the end of the movie, just right before the credits, after the movie actually ended, like how Wes Craven wrote it to be finished. And then there's just like a little part on the end that sets up the possibility for sequels so that they can make more money off of this movie. But yeah, that part at the end, that's just like sequel bait. Didn't like it that much. It definitely seemed disconnected from the rest of the movie. That's what I liked and didn't like about the movie. I took some notes. Either things that I noticed or things that I wanted to make sure to talk about. So the first one is actually a point of good writing, or at least writing that I find really funny before it gets like super into the horror aspect of the movie. Like the opening is technically, but before it like really gets into it with like the blood and everything, there's a line said by Tina. It's a bit sexual in nature, so skip ahead. Let's say 10 seconds if you don't want to hear it. Actually, 30. Skip ahead 30 seconds from now. So Tina's boyfriend comes up to her, and he's talking, and they're talking about like dreams. Like, I had a dream last night, and then Tina's boyfriend comes up and is like, I had a heart-on this morning, and it had Tina's name written on it. And Tina's like, my name's 4 letters. There's no way that your thing can take 4 letters. Welcome back for all who skipped. So there is a band that I really enjoy. It's a heavy metal band called Ice Nine Kills. And they have done 2 albums now, with a 3rd on the way, that are songs based off of horror movies. So they have one for... I meant to mention this in my last video, because they also have one for Texas Chainsaw Massacre. But they have one for this movie. It's called The American Nightmare. It's the first song on their Silver Scream album. And I don't know, if you're a fan of heavy metal music, I recommend it. Most of their music is explicit, but I'll put the names of the songs in the description of this video and of the descriptions of the videos in the past. Currently, there's one for Halloween, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and Nightmare on Elm Street. So I will put the names of all of those songs from Ice Nine Kills in the descriptions of each of their respective videos. Content warnings. So there are sexual references in this movie. If you skipped the 30 seconds before, that's what that was. And there are also just some things mentioned throughout. There is audio of 2 people having sex, and there is very brief and very subtle nudity. Like, if you're not watching for it, you won't necessarily notice that it's there, like, explicitly. There's moderate language. I think there's 4 F words by my count, with some other not as severe ones sprinkled throughout. There is severe violence and gore. There's a lot of blood in this movie, and yeah, just a lot of violence. So yeah, that's it for the content warnings. Now on to my personal rating, or my personal placement, and what I feel like this movie should be rated. So this is a really good movie. Like, I really enjoy this movie. Or from a technical perspective, like writing and acting. Like I mentioned before, there is some dialogue that doesn't land super well, and some acting that is flat. And just like the goofy things that personally I really like, but like as a horror movie, the goofy things shouldn't be there, I guess. So taking that all into account, it's a 7 out of 10, which is the same that I rated Halloween. However, I really enjoyed this movie. So much so that it is going in the #1 placement at this point in the review list. I really enjoy this movie. There's just something about it that I could watch this movie over and over and over again, and like it would never get boring. I really enjoy this movie. My personal placements is just what I personally think about the movie. It doesn't have anything to do with the rating. For example, this is #1, I got a 7 out of 10. #2 is The Thing, it got a 9 out of 10. Number 4 is The Exorcist. It got a 10 out of 10. As far as like how I think the technical aspect of it was best, but the placements, which I'm putting in the descriptions, are just like what I think about it personally. That's all that I have for the review. I'll scratch off the image for Nightmare. But yes, this is the end of the review section. I hope you enjoyed the video. You'll see me in the next video. Yeah, thanks for watching. Okay, this is number 5 in the top 100 horror movies. So we have, just real quick, Halloween 1978, Thing 1982, Exorcist 1973, and Texas Chainsaw Massacre 1974. And now we have A Nightmare on Elm Street from 1984. So, let's get right into it. Okay, there it is. So, yep, Nightmare on Elm Street. So you have Freddy Krueger there in the center, the Dream Demon himself, title up top, and you have the outline of Freddy's glove there in the background. So yeah, that's it. Thank you guys for watching. The next video will be Alien, as you can see. And I'll see you in the next one.